All right, hey guys, I am going to start with week 8, the last week. Everybody made it. Um, okay, a couple things really quickly. I am in the module page in Canvas, and I'm scrolling down, and I've sent people this quick poll that I made up just to get feedback about some of the things I've been doing, and a lot of people couldn't access it, so I created the quick poll and just put it there. It's a survey, it's anonymous. But you can answer it there. And then also there's the end of course survey, which is like the official one for all the official people. So if you can do both of those, that would be great. The quick poll's really just for me. The course survey's for everybody. Um, okay, so here's the first thing. I'm going to go over both of the major projects for this week. So this is the assignment for week 8. I'm going to explain this, hopefully. The idea is this. So, in an attempt to connect real life to what we've learned in the course, this is sort of the final project. So, over the next year, for the next 12 months, you're going to pick 4 opportunities that you're going to have to argue or persuade or engage with people in some aspect of your life. Okay? So, um, you're trying to think about and trying to base it in, the time allotments. I'll show you. Okay, so you have to pick 4 scenarios over the next 12 months. You want to think into the future and choose a scenario that works with that particular time period in your life. For example, if I know that my sister and I are going to have an argument about what should be happening with the family for Christmas this year, I will plan that scenario for the 3rd section, November through January, whichever. So these are actually your, divisions here, right? July through August, September, November. So in any event, what it is that you see there's an issue. It could be existing now, it could be coming up in the future. And what you're trying to do is to talk about how you're going to approach this situation in order to resolve the issue. In order to do that, you're going to find a book about the subject that will help you do that. You just are citing the book. It's not like you have everybody doesn't have to read 4 books before they do this. So I made up this chart where I was just trying to give people some ideas, right? And they can come in different realms of your life, right? There's personal. So you have school conflicts, work, career, or housing conflicts. So that's a personal thing, right? Like I need to move soon, or need to get an apartment, or something like that, or I need to pay rent or ask people to lower my rent, any of the things about that. So, and I give some sort of examples. Marriage or divorce, that's another sort of thing that's going to happen. Housing situation, conflict with billing, something. So the idea is you're identifying an event that is an argue that you will have to argue or you have to persuade somebody, and in order to resolve it, right? Um, And so I have family here, right? Family conflict, past issue or grudge, future plans, holidays, right? So I mentioned mine. So I'm going to be like, okay, and I'm going to set out a plan for how I'm going to approach this subject with my sister, right? I'm pretending, by the way, this is not actual. I do have a sister, though, but she's in Colorado, so it's not really an issue. But anyway, let's pretend. So I'm going to come create a plan where I'm going to think of how I need to approach this, right? So something, along the lines of, we really love it when we come to your house and it's really great. The thing is, we were just there for Thanksgiving, and Dad said he wanted to see the new place I'm in. And so maybe, like, I'm going to try to create and explain what my argument is. The point of this is really to try to create an actual logical argument that you can use that will affect a change or resolve a situation. So there's personal, there's family. You can get even broader, right? If you have an issue with your in the community, with a school, like a school rule or something like that, improvements of schools, businesses, you could take it up you could do that. Like, I'm going to talk to them about still having to wear masks in school, which I don't think they will, but anyway, I'm using that as an example. Um, and then even bigger, right? So if you have you happen to be somebody who's interested in some aspect of healthcare right now that needs to change, some law or some, it's an activist sort of idea, civil rights, voting rights, something that means a lot to you. You could set out a plan for that, and you pick a time period and you go, here's what I'm going to do in order to affect a change or resolve a situation. And here's it has a templates, right? So they give you a template to use. All you're doing is filling out the template. Um, and it just gives you the 4 things. So part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, those are basically episode or argument or encounter number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're dividing them up according to the time period when they make the most sense, right? You might not have to, I know people who've had like grudges or issues about, or people in their family who aren't talking to each other for various reasons, and you could be like, okay, since we might be able to see them in 8 months, I'll put this as the conflict and discuss what I'm going to do. So it says what passion led you to choose this particular argument, right? So it's sort of, why do you want to do that, right? I want to because I would like everybody to come here for Christmas. So this is why I wanted to do this, and why I'm placing it here because it's timely and that's when it's going to matter, so on. So you're going to create one real paragraph where you explain what it is, how you're going to approach it, and how might it change something. The world could be your personal world, could be the world. Then you're just going to find a book that seems like it's, has something to do. So I might have something about family or sibling relationships, or I mean, she's 8 years younger than me, so we have a sort of a very distant relationship. So something about, distant relationships with sisters and fixing those, something. So you could find a good book, one that you might actually read, who knows? And just be like, all right, why does this book excite you? How might it help you? You skim through the book, meaning online probably, or even in the description of it on Amazon, and explain why it might help. Then you just do it again, right? So you do that 4 times, and that is assignment 8.